Hey, what's up, guys? It's Eli Fishman from TalkingBall.net and YouTube, Eli Fishman Sports, back with another video. And today I'm breaking down my predictions for the 2017 New York Yankees season. In 2017, the New York Yankees are hoping to win the AL East for the first time since 2012 and make a run for trophy number 28. The Yankees definitely have a chance in 2017 thanks to their talented young stars known as the Baby Bombers. The Yankees had a rough year in 2016, finishing in 4th place in the East and missing out on the playoffs. After the trade deadline, though, the Yankees team was completely transformed. They started the season with the famed three-headed monster in the bullpen, which included Dellin Betances, Andrew Miller, and Aroldis Chapman. But on that deadline, the Yankees made a couple major moves that impacted their team completely. They gave away Yankees veteran starter Ivan Nova to the Pirates also, since he was starting to become irrelevant in the Yankees' future plans. And they also gave away future Hall of Fame outfielder, 39-year-old Carlos Beltran, to the Astros for 3 prospects. And, as I said, they gave away their all-star relievers Aroldis Chapman and Andrew Miller. Miller went to Cleveland for 4 of baseball's best prospects, and Chapman went to the Chicago Cubs for 3 prospects and a reliever, Adam Warren. After the trade deadline, the Yankees basically flew out of playoff contention, but they did do some great experimenting with some young players. Towards the end of the season, the Yankees were able to bring up some of the Baby Bombers, including Aaron Judge, Tyler Austin, and Gary Sanchez. So let me tell you about what they did first of all. They really created a boom when they came up. Even in the first game, Aaron Judge and Tyler Austin went back-to-back in their first at-bats ever. It was the first time this happened in history, and that wasn't even it. Young catcher Gary Sanchez would finish the season having dropped jaws. He would become the fastest player in Major League Baseball history to get to 11 home runs, and he would finish the season with 20 home runs despite only playing in a little bit over a month in the show. He impressed with his skills behind the plate along with his bat also, throwing out runners in his first 3 consecutive games. To me, Gary Sanchez is the player of the futures, and no one has any doubt about it. The biggest problems with the Yankees in 2016 was their starting pitching. The rotation was an absolute mess. Throughout the season, the rotation included Masahiro Tanaka, Nate Eovaldi, Michael Pineda, CC Sabathia, and towards the beginning of the season, Ivan Nova. But thanks to injuries and off-the-field problems, it just wasn't good. This rotation was not consistent at all, and the Yankees had to often rely on young and unexperienced pitchers such as Chad Green, Luis Cessa, and Luis Severino to be constantly switched in and out of the rotation. In 2017, unfortunately, it appears to be the same, and if not the same, worse. Nathan Eovaldi most likely will never play with the Yankees again because he had Tommy John surgery this past season, and then he was released after the season. So right now he's recovering from Tommy John surgery and will have to find a new team. And as I said, Ivan Nova was traded to the Pirates at the end of the year, so he won't be playing for the Yankees anytime soon. But the Yankees did get some phenomenal pitching prospects with their trades earlier in 2016. The guys they got were Ben Heller, Justice Sheffield, and J.P. Ferenstein, along with the prospects that they already have, including Dietrich Enns, Jonathan Holler, Jordan Montgomery, Chance Adams, Brady Leal, Joe Mantiply, Nick Rumbelow, and more to come. Hopefully, the starting pitching winds up all right in 2017 and 2018. So hopefully, starting pitching will be good for the next few years. And also, the Yankees got Aroldis Chapman back on a long-term, multi-million-dollar contract, meaning their back end of the bullpen now includes Adam Warren, Tyler Clippard, Aroldis Chapman, and Dellin Betances. A pretty damn good bullpen, if you ask me. At catcher, the Yankees traded away Brian McCann this offseason to the Astros for a couple prospects, so they don't have to worry about him at all, which is a good thing. And they have Sanchez as their catcher of the future, and they also have Austin Romine to back him up. And in the minors, they have Donnie Sands, Francisco Diaz, and Jorge Saez. In the infield, they are filled at every position, though, with these young stars awaiting in the minor leagues. But the only problem is third base. The Yankees have Chase Headley, who isn't deserving of a starting spot for third base. The Yankees were expected to make a move and get a Major League third baseman, but they didn't. With a packed infield, they're expected to make some moves, thinking of putting one of their top prospects, Miguel Andujar, who already has played a little bit of third base, Gleyber Torres, or Tyler Wade at third. Behind them is a long list of amazing players in the infield, like Jorge Mateo, a speedy 4-5 tool guy that can play short or second, Gleyber Torres, who they acquired in the trade from the Cubs earlier this season, and can play second or short, and he's a really strong hitter with a nice glove. He would be great to have as a leadoff hitter in 2017 if Jorge Mateo doesn't beat Torres to the job in the major leagues. Already in the show, they have Didi Gregorius and Starlin Castro at shortstop and second base. At all these stacked positions, there are still more guys, including former Mets infielder Ruben Tejada, Donovan Solano, a former shortstop or third guy who has a Golden Glove, Tyler Wade, a promising young versatile infielder who has a nice lefty bat and a great arm and a glove. On top of those guys are even more, like former Cardinals shortstop Pete Caldera, Ronald Torreyes, who was a small but impactful player at the end of the Yankees' order in the end of last season. The Yankees have completely been forgetting about Rob Refsnyder, who was a great infielder and filled a big hole in the Yankees lineup last year. But he will probably spend most of 2017 in the minors or with a different club. At first base, the Yankees are completely packed. Greg Bird is going to be back after missing all of 2016 following a very harsh knee injury and surgery. He will most likely be their opening day first baseman. But the Yankees also have Tyler Austin, who can play some first and the outfield, and Ji-Man Choi, who the Yankees recently signed. In the outfield, the Yankees are completely stacked. They have Aaron Judge, who will spend a lot of time rotating around. Mason Williams, who is a great guy with a great glove. He had an injury earlier in 2016, but hopefully he will be in the major leagues at some point in 2017. He'll probably spend some time in the minor leagues, though. Another guy, Clint Frazier, hopefully he'll be in the MLB in 2017. He's another one of those young prospects who was acquired in the Indians deal. He's a small guy, but sure can hit the ball into the seats. The Yanks also have Dustin Fowler, versatile center fielder, Aaron Hicks, who struggled last year at the plate with a nice arm, nice glove. He's looking for a bounce-back year in 2017. They also have Tyler Austin, as I mentioned, who will split some time in the outfield, and as I said, will back up Greg Bird at first base. My prediction for the Yankees in 2017 is that they will have a 90-72 record, and they will get in the wild card, but finish second in the division behind the Red Sox because they are truly just red hot. I hope for the best for the Yankees in 2017, and I would love to see all the baby Bombers up in the show in 2017. But honestly, I don't think that the Yankees are going to win any championships until all of those baby Bombers, some of them are even a rookie ball, or low A, or all of them. I don't think until all of those guys are up into the majors is when the Yankees are going to win number 28, because they're really struggling, and they really need to have these young guys show what they're made of for them to win number 28. And I don't think most of them will be up into the MLB until the end of 2018. To elaborate more on how I think the Yankee season will be going this season, I'm happy to be joined by Pete Caldera, who's a Bergen record New York Yankees beat writer. Pete, thanks for joining me.
Anytime, Eli. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So my predictions for the Yankees in 2016 was that they will come in second in the East with a 90-72 record. What are your predictions for the Yankees in 2017 overall? Just how do you think they'll do come end of the season?
Well, I think it's sort of a wide swath. If a lot of things go right for them, they'll be right in the wild card mix. But I think maybe too many things have to go right for this club to be in October. It's kind of in a way, it mirrors 2016 in a sense that, you knew Tanaka had to have a good year, but he also had to have help from Pineda and other guys in the rotation, and they didn't score a lot of runs last year, and that was really a huge difference. And even with that super bullpen they put together last year, they couldn't quite overcome an offense that just relied so heavily on Teixeira and Alex Rodriguez in 2015. They couldn't duplicate that. Now you've got a situation where you're relying on, some unproven players largely. When you talk about Aaron Judge, Greg Bird, and, we saw a lot of great things out of Gary Sanchez last year, but he's walking into his first Major League full season Major League year, and there's already a book on him that the American League has on maybe how to pitch him a little better. So all those things you put in the hopper, plus the fact that they did not improve their starting rotation this offseason, and you're relying once again heavily on Tanaka to be Tanaka and Pineda to finally show some of his potential. I just think it's too much of to ask, and you've got a real juggernaut team in the AL East in Boston. So yeah, I think the Yankees could contend for a wild card, but I'm thinking they're going to fall short again with about 83 to 85 wins.
As you said, this is going to be a complete transition year. I completely agree. And the reason is, as you said, guys like Greg Bird, Aaron Judge, those young pitchers who we mentioned, and the guy who I think of, the two guys who I think of are Gleyber Torres and Clint Frazier. They're the two top prospects, two of the best players in all of minor league baseball. First of all, do you think we can see them by September? And second of all, how do you think they'll fit in to this New York Yankees roster and lineup in 2017 and maybe the future?
Yeah. I think maybe Frazier you could possibly see later in the second half of this year if things go well for him at the AAA level this year. Gleyber Torres is going to start at AA, and I don't think you'll see him at the big league level this year. I think he's still just 20 years old. But yeah, again, it's going to be a fascinating spring training because those guys will be in camp, and you'll finally get to see, up close, what these guys look like. And from what you've been reading and hearing about a guy like Frazier, he doesn't lack for any confidence. Here's a guy that seems to really embrace, the fact that he'd like to be a top end player in the big leagues and do it on a stage like New York and do it for the Yankees. So it'll be interesting to watch him grow. Torres, you wonder what his position is now in the future too. There's a shortstop that shortstop could be locked up for years and years to come with the way Didi Gregorius has developed here. So does he move to second? Does he move to third? And how does he adjust to that? But there's no question that these two guys are high-end offensive prospects, and this is what the Yankees really need too. I mean, we know what their shortcomings in the starting rotation, but as we alluded to earlier in this conversation, scoring runs has been a problem for them, and these guys represent the future of the middle of that lineup. And it'll be really interesting to see how they fit in. But I would dare say that the full ETA for a guy like Frazier would be 2018 and maybe Torres 2019.
Signing off, I'm Eli Fishman from TalkingBall.net and YouTube Eli Fishman Sports. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe. Go to my website TalkingBall.net. Check out for all that good stuff. Also, follow me on Instagram, E_Force12, and Twitter, Eli Fishman Sports. Thanks for watching.